Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the greatest show of the year. It's time for Wrestlepalooza. I'm your host, Silver Spoon, joined as always by the man, the myth, the legend, Captain Tibbs.
I hope you're ready for a banger tonight.
That's right, Tibbs. We are in for the greatest show of the year. I mean, people want to talk about milestones. They want to talk about life goals. Every wrestler in the business wants one thing and one thing only, and it's to be on this show tonight, Tibbs.
Absolutely, Sills. This is where the best of the best beat each other senseless.
That's right, Tibbs. In this match, let me tell you something. If you want to talk about two men who can just beat each other senseless, it is this man, Blake Tanner, and his opponent tonight, a man who I know you're a fan of, Tibbs, the Hammer Man.
Oh, just hold on, Sills. I gotta save it up.
All right, Tibbs, but let's talk about this man, Blake Tanner. I mean, over this past few months, we've seen an almost transformation from this man. He used to be a fan favorite here in the JWF, was the World Heavyweight Champion. Everyone loved Blake Tanner, but things started to take a change for the worse.
Of course, Sills, he was a household name, a fan favorite, like you said. He was he held a record for holding the JWF World Heavyweight Championship, and then he lost it. He became part of the dynasty, and he started to change.
That's right, Tibbs, and it all came to a head last month at expiration date, where he faced one of his former teammates in the dynasty, the Dylan, who of course has a match later tonight against Scottye Moore. And let's be honest, the Dylan brutalized Blake Tanner, and ever since, those concussions, they've affected him in a bad way, Tibbs.
Think that... Oh! Here he comes! This is gonna be the man that's gonna affect him more than anything, more than everything. This is a man who's gonna show you what a real concussion is, because he's the Hammer Man!
That's right, Tibbs. Couple weeks ago, Blake Tanner assaulted... What?
Look at him!
Tibbs, what's he doing?
Oh, he's a big bird. Oh, he's a big, pretty bird. He's a big, pretty hammer bird.
Yes, Tibbs, the Hammer Man, who of course has had some historic battles with Blake Tanner in the past. And a couple weeks ago, Hammer Man was being interviewed, felt a little bit discouraged. Of course, him and his stable, his family, the VWO, they haven't exactly had much success as of late. And the Hammer Man felt discouraged, but in the middle of that interview, from out of nowhere, Blake Tanner, a man we thought wasn't even cleared to compete here in the JWF, assaulted the Hammer Man from out of nowhere, and it of course led to this match tonight.
And I think so. Hopefully the Hammer Man has regained his confidence, because he really seems to be peacocking around.
Yeah, Tibbs, it's taken him a while to I mean, we talk about the Wrestlepalooza entrance, the grand entrance a superstar gets to make on this, the grandest stage of the year. But hey there, Hammer Man, it's just, he really seems to be hamming it up a bit tonight, Tibbs.
No, Sills, he's hammering it up.
All right, well, he is here. He is a big bird, Tibbs.
That he is, Sills. That he is.
So, have you got anything more to say to promote the match, Tibbs? Because I feel like, I mean, we can talk about how was your week? How's it been? Because Hammerman's just going.
Oh, it was great, Sills. You know, done a lot of training. You're gonna see all of that come to a head later tonight. He's really taking his time, though. Not that I don't condone it. Look at him. He's still dancing. Okay, there we go.
He did all of that to build up for the stop hammer time, Tibbs, and I appreciate it. I like the stop hammer time, but what, like, okay, it's got to be over now, though. It's clearly over. He's in his spotlight. He's in his element. He's ready to fight. Nope, still going. He's still going. Wow.
He can have all the time he needs. Because this is what Wrestlepalooza is about. It's about putting on a show.
So what do you think the bird's name is?
Greg.
That's Greg? Hammerman's bird, Greg. Okay. Well, yeah, I actually did interview him earlier today. He did tell me that was named after a former IT man we had here. Of course, Greg passed away last October, and let me tell you something, a fitting tribute from the Hammerman to put on that Greg headdress.
Is that bird any good at IT? We still need a new one.
That's right. Well, hold on. Looks like Blake Tanner. Oh, the big drop kick to start things off, and then a massive kick, and just stomping away at the body of the Hammerman. I mean, Blake Tanner said he was going to make a name for himself tonight. He was going to give the JXT or JWF universe something to talk about tonight. And let me tell you something. He has certainly tried, but ooh, Hammerman with that dragon corkscrew leg whip taking down Blake Tanner, but Blake returning the favor.
Oh, Blake Tanner may be trying to come into this with a lot of energy. But if there's somebody with more energy in this company than the Hammerman, I defy you to show them to me. The Hammerman, right. He's just biding his time.
Oh, but wait a minute. Blake Tanner now going to the top rope, and then, oh, massive elbow draping across the neck of the Hammerman. Blake Tanner picks him back up. You can see Blake Tanner starting to feel it as he tosses the masked man to the outside, and oh my God, just spears him onto the concrete, and Blake Tanner still going, second elbow drop.
Sills, I have a very bad sinking feeling in the pit of my stomach for some reason.
I'm not sure what that could be, Tibbs, but Blake Tanner still going crazy. Hammerman went for a big kick, and you know those legs of the Hammerman, that's almost his bread and butter, those big, vicious kicks. But oh my God, just getting sent into the crowd as the Hammerman, and Blake Tanner's ripping apart our ringside area. He has snapped.
Oh, he was trying to go after the Hammerman with those massive stairs. He's still trying to throw him into the ring.
And now, oh my God, picking up the Hammerman. He's got him in sight, and then, oh my God, running powerbomb onto those steel steps. But I mean, Tibbs, this is a normal match. As he just, oh my God, sends the Hammerman into those steps. Shibata, the referee, he's got to get a handle on this.
I know. I would say that's constitutes using a foreign object, but that's Shibby's call, apparently.
And then Blake clotheslining the Hammerman to the outside. You can see he actually fell onto those steel steps, and Blake Tanner, like a house of fire, oh my God, sailing to the outside like the Greg Bird, taking out the Hammerman.
It has been a long time since I've seen the Hammerman in a situation like this, and he's really got to work to pull it together, but I know he can.
That's right. Now Hammerman trying to take things out into the crowd, and you can see Blake on the outside almost wanting to just brawl around the arena at this point.
It's like you said, Sills, he's completely changed. Something is broken inside him. It's like he's not even respecting the rules anymore. He doesn't care. He just wants to hurt. He just wants to cause pain.
That's right, our referee Shibata at a count of 8. But oh, Blake at the very last minute, and oh, gets flatlined for his trouble by the Hammerman. And you can see the Hammerman, he's starting to feel it. The crowd getting behind him. Beautiful clotheslines. Now Hammerman ducks, big super kick, takes down Blake Tanner, and the Hammerman is starting to feel it, Tibbs, as he nails the spin kick.
Yeah, that's it. That's that hammer force.
And he looks like he's trying to get a pinfall off of this, but I don't know if Blake Tanner... Yes, Blake Tanner kicking out at 1.
I don't know why you were so excited, Sills. That was a bad thing.
Well, I was saying that Blake has not been weakened effectively to a point where Hammerman could really take advantage for a pin. That was almost more mind games than anything else from the Masked Man.
Sills, you ever had a hammer on your chest?
I mean, yeah.
You ever tried to kick out from a hammer on your chest?
I mean, a hammer is fairly light, Tibbs.
I'm talking about a Mjolnir type situation. That's a hell of a hammer to kick out of.
Well, unfortunately, Blake Tanner, oh my God, elbow dropping, and I don't know if our cameras picked it up. Hammerman's head was on top of those steel steps. Hammerman's head was squished between a rock and a hard place, as it were, but the rock was that elbow from Blake Tanner, who's now got the Hammerman up on the announce table. Blake Tanner has got him locked up for the BDT straight through our announce table. We haven't seen him use the BDT in years, Tibbs.
No, Sills, this is just getting... Jesus!
Tibbs, what was that?
I'm sorry, this is why we need a new IT guy. It's just, we've been having these strange problems.
It seemed to distract Blake Tanner, the Hammerman now backing up, nailing the hammer. What the fuck is going on?
It's so loud, I'm so sorry.
It is very loud, it is very horrifying, but wait a minute! Oh my god, a second big boot from the Hammerman! Blake Tanner was trying to take advantage of the distraction, but the Hammerman's on the top rope, but Silver Bullet super kick! Let me tell you something, if the Hammerman was Superman, that Silver Bullet would be his kryptonite, and Blake Tanner proves it as he just goes after him, Tibbs.
Absolutely, Sills, there's a reason it's called the Silver Bullet. It can take a man down without hesitation. It is a monster killer.
And Blake Tanner now has the Hammerman set up and ready. Willing Blake out, crashing his head into the mat. Going for the pinfall is the B. Shibata getting in position. 1, 2. How in the hell did the Hammerman get out of that, Tibbs?
Yeah, Hammerman.
I don't know, but Blake Tanner with a chop and elbow. And where the world's Blake Tanner going? But Blake, what are you doing? Blake Tanner's got that steel chair. And like I stated earlier, this is a normal match. Shibata's got to do something, and it looks like the Hammerman's doing it for him. But unfortunately, Blake Tanner immediately stopped, but the Hammerman now, oh, massive backbreaker, actually sends Blake down onto that steel chair, and then Hammerman went for the big boot. Blake avoids it. Big elbow, big kick. These two men, they know each other so well. Every move they know a reversal for, Tibbs.
They're catching each other just right by the jib of their teeth.
Now the Hammerman was going for the suplex, but Blake Tanner locks out of it. And Tibbs, he's getting ready. Bee Sting, dropping the Hammerman down onto the skull. And speaking of the skull, goes for it once again. A second Blake out. And Tibbs, unfortunately, the Hammerman, he's been through so much. 2, 3. Tibbs, what is the Hammerman made of?
I told you, Sills. I tried to tell you. He is one of the hardest and heaviest beings. He is gonna... No.
That's right, but... No, Blake Tanner with that steel chair. Shibata's forced to call for the belt. Blake, what are you doing? He's going after Shibata. He's going after the Hammerman. And Blake Tanner has just gave up his Wrestlepalooza moment, Tibbs. Hello everybody, this is everyone's favorite commentator, Silver Spoon, here to remind you that after the show, to go to patreon.com/a-load-of-BS. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, remember the JWF and all the other BS Network programs exist because of listeners like you, because of our lovely patrons over at patreon.com/a-load-of-BS. For the price of a cup of coffee a month, you can support the JWF. You can support them good old Fight Boys, Fun Fiction, a load of BS. You can support the entire network for just a few dollars a month. And of course, you get access to our exclusive Discord where you can help us make decisions. You'll get shouted out on a load of BS every single week. We got tons of perks waiting for you over at patreon.com/a-load-of-BS. Well, Tibbs, we go from a match involving a former member of the Dynasty to this match that's going to see the Dynasty implode. And you can see the Dylan right there with the shirt saying the Dynasty is dead after viciously assaulting Scottye Moore a few weeks ago, effectively dissolving the group as a whole.
I don't think there's a more direct statement than that, Sills. This is the Dylan coming out and saying in the so direct way that he's known for, he's killed it.
That's right, Tibbs. I mean, let's not forget, last month at expiration date, that match between the Dylan and Blake Tanner, that was to prove loyalty to Scottye Moore. He said whoever won that match would prove their loyalty to the dynasty and would get to stay by his side. The Dylan won, and then just a few short weeks later, viciously assaulted Scottye in the center of the ring.
And it definitely did not feel good for Scottye Moore.
That's right. I mean, let's not forget Mamoa Curry, JWF champion. He was in the ring. He was beaten down. He was broken. And Scottye Moore had that very briefcase right there, the cash in the bag briefcase. He was attempting to cash in and possibly win the JWF championship. But instead, Dylan assaulted him at the very last minute before he could get that pinfall on Mamoa.
And I'm still wondering, Sills, I still wonder to this day how long that Dylan had been planning it. If he'd been planning it for months, if it was just a spur-of-the-moment thing, if it was an impulse that he went on, attacking Scottye Moore like that, or did he plan to dissolve the dynasty from the start?
Well, I mean, after that vicious assault, the Dylan did come out and he explained his actions. He said Scottye Moore was a man who always kind of rode the coattails of others to get to the top here in the JWF. I mean, you can see the Dylan jaw-jacking with him right now. But yes, but I had to agree with him. Scottye Moore, he's rode Blake Tanner's coattails. He's ridden his own father's coattails, the Dylan's coattails to the top. And the Dylan said all of that was coming to an end. And Scottye Moore was not a fan of that, Tibbs.
Not at all, Sills. You bring up the fact...
Big super kick to start things off from the Dylan, but Scottye with that big arm drag takes him out.
You bring up the fact, Sills, that Scottye Moore, he's the only member of the former dynasty that has not held our most illustrious championship.
That's right. The Dylan, of course, ending Mamoa Curry's previous title reign. And let's not forget, Mamoa had held the title for a long time. We thought he would never drop that title until the Dylan came along and defeated him for it. And then after that, Blake Tanner won the title. And like you mentioned earlier, held it for damn near an entire year, Tibbs. And meanwhile, Scottye Moore, he's had numerous opportunities to try to get that title. But unfortunately, he's always come up short, just as he seems to be coming up short in this match against the Dylan, who, nails him with that moonsault.
The Dylan is a big man. He is tall. Him flying that high is amazing in its own right.
But nails him with the D trigger. And now picks him back up. And was going for the upper dicker. Going for that patented move. But unfortunately, Scottye got the knee up. And now Scottye going to the outside. And Tibbs, let's not forget, this is not like that last match. This is not just a normal wrestling match. We knew the two egos of Scottye Moore and the Dylan would be too much. So this is, of course, a Falls Count Anywhere Extreme Rules match. And it looks like Dylan trying to take it to the outside. The fall may count out in the audience.
Of course, you see the Dylan, he was trying to take his time, thinking if he wanted to attack Scottye Moore directly. As soon as he jumped that barricade, Scottye had a shot ready for him.
That's right. Meanwhile, the Dylan going to the outside once again, going after Scottye Moore. But, Scottye, seems like all of these shots on the outside, he's going to have an answer for. And now Dylan giving up, actually, going back to the inside of the ring as Scottye Moore goes on in. And now, wait, what's the Dylan going for? It looks like he's almost trying to... Oh, no, he did. He suckered Scottye Moore into that vicious suplex to the outside, Tibbs.
He just had to get the right moment. As soon as he was able to grab a hold of Scottye Moore, he just sent him flying.
That's right. And now, Tibbs, we've been talking about Scottye's faults in this match, but I do also want to talk about the Dylan. Let's not forget, before he had joined the Dynasty, the Dylan was on somewhat of a losing streak here in the JWF. He seemed to start to be forgotten by our audience, by the JWF universe. Do you think joining the Dynasty, this entire rivalry with Scottye Moore, do you think it's also the Dylan's way of possibly getting his proverbial stock up here in the JWF?
You know, Sills, I wouldn't put it past him. Being part of such a high-profile group, turning on him the way he did, absolutely dominating Blake Tanner, who was one of the longest reigning champions. I mean, Sills, I don't think there's a better way to do it.
That's right, and now Dylan trying to end it once again. Oh my God! Sending Scottye Moore up in the air like he's nothing and dropping him into those double knees, breaking the back of the former leader of the dynasty, Tibbs.
You gotta wonder, is this gonna be a repeat of what the Dylan did to Blake Tanner?
That's right. I mean, let's not forget. I mean, if you want to talk about the most vicious matches in JWF history, that had to be up high on the list as, oh my God, getting leveled with that vicious flatliner is Scottye Moore, just sending him straight through.
Oh.
And unfortunately, if I had to test the Dylan's hypothesis that Scottye's been riding people's coattails, at this point, I think Scottye might have more fight in him than the Dylan thought. Oh my God, kicking out of that, but oh no, Dylan already ripping apart that second announce table. Look, burying Scottye Moore under the Wrestlepalooza sign itself.
The Dylan, we have seen the lengths that he is willing to go to, and Sills, it's going to be worrying. I can't have another wrestler put out like that.
That's right, and now the Dylan with that steel chair goes after it, but oh, Scottye ripping it out of his hands at the last minute. Went for a big shot, but oh, Dylan returns the favor with the super kick. Picks up Scottye Moore once again and then sends him into the steel steps. You can see at the last minute, Scottye made that secondary momentary decision to dodge the steps. If not, his ribs could have been damaged on that steel. But ooh, went for a neck breaker, but Dylan reverses.
The Dylan's going to have an answer for a lot of Scottye Moore's moves. They spent a lot of time together over the last few years.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, let's not forget, before the Dynasty existed, they were known as the Fight Boys. It was, of course, Blake, Scottye, and the Dylan. They were a hugely successful team here in the JWF. Have teamed up to defeat men like the Elite, like the VWO. They have had numerous matches together. And you've got to think, if any three men in this company know each other's styles so well, it's got to be Scottye Moore, the Dylan, and Blake Tanner.
And of course, three of the heaviest hitters we have in this company today.
That's right. And now wait, Dylan locked up into the corner. Scottye Moore's got him. And oh my God, just raking the face along that top rope. And I think he's temporarily blinded the Dylan, but Dylan rolling out of the way. But ooh, Scottye Moore unfortunately grabs him and throws him into that turnbuckle. And now just feeding the Dylan the turnbuckle is the former leader of the Dynasty, but Dylan reverses, and I think he's got Scottye Moore out bleeding, Tibbs.
Ooh, it looks like it, Sills. You know, I gotta wonder, you gotta be worried. If this match goes on for too long, if the Dylan feels he can't put Scottye Moore away.
Oh wait, Scottye went for the SMG, but Dylan reverses into that vicious D trigger. Now picks up the Scottye, but gets whipped into the ropes for his trouble. Little mid-air collision, but Scottye clips the wings of the Dylan. But here's the thing I want to talk about. You're talking about this match going on too long. I've got to say that's going to start favoring Scottye Moore. Let's not forget, Scottye Moore in the past, he's had massive Iron Man matches with Blake Tanner. He's had these long Broadways, if you will. He's got the stamina to go a little bit longer than the Dylan.
I don't know, Sills. On the other hand, though, if the Dylan feels that he can't put Scottye Moore away with his conventional means, he might resort to that vicious punt that destroyed Blake Tanner's cranium.
That's right, but wait a minute. Speaking of a big kick that can destroy a cranium, Scottye Moore looks to be setting up for the Scottye kick, and the Dylan has been leveled, but it looks like the bad boy wants to cause a little bit more chaos. And oh my God, what in the world? What is Scottye Moore thinking, Tibbs?
Looks like he's going high. This is sending a message to the Dylan.
God, high risk, high reward. But I gotta think at this point, if that didn't hurt Scottye just as much as it hurt the Dylan. I mean, both of those men just fell nearly 10 feet to the concrete on the outside, Tibbs. But Scottye Moore looking to take advantage, going for the pinfall. Referee getting in position. 1, 2, go! right before that hand could hit the mat, the Dylan rips his shoulders off of the ground. And I gotta be honest, if it didn't take our referee that extra second to get into position, I think this match would be over, Tibbs.
I don't know, it could have taken that extra second for the Dylan to just wake up or realize what situation he was in. It could have been his instincts finally saying, no, you gotta get that shoulder up. You gotta go. You gotta fight.
Oh, and it looks like there is some fight that has been awoken in the Dylan, just spearing Scottye Moore through that barricade. You can see the entire thing shattering under their weight.
Absolutely, our entire ringside area looks like a war zone at this point.
And Dylan has Scottye Moore picked up, tossed into the guardrail, and oh no, Tibbs, we've seen this before. We saw this back at expiration date. And let's not forget, this is how the Dylan managed to beat Blake Tanner, crushing that skull. 1, 2, 3. Scottye Moore kicked out. Scottye Moore might have a little bit more fight in him than we thought, Tibbs.
He might, Sills. Although, every head injury that the Dylan inflicts, this has gotta piss him off.
That's right. You gotta also consider the fact that those kind of injuries change a man. I mean, we've seen what it's done to Blake Tanner ever since that match. It will change you. And at this point, Scottye Moore's got to consider that, as well as, oh my God, Dylan furiously just raining chair shots down onto Mr. Cash in the Bag.
This is the same thing that Dylan tried to do with Blake Tanner. It is the same thing when he wouldn't stay down. The Dylan just kept mercilessly beating him.
That's right. You can see Scottye Moore just staring down at the Dylan, and you got to think there's a little bit of disappointment. There's a little bit of rage in the eyes of Scottye Moore after everything the Dylan has gone to him in the last week, and it almost looks like he's paralyzed, but hits a big elbow and then follows it up with a suplex onto the steel chair. Scottye Moore's starting to feel it as he goes for the pinfall. Center, 1. Kicks out at 1 is the Dylan.
The Dylan doesn't look like he's ready to go to sleep tonight either.
That's right, and then, oh my God, he's got him by the skull and drops him on his head onto that steel chair from the DDT, and you can see wise move from Scottye Moore. The Dylan was going to make that pinfall, but he rolls to the outside, and then, oh my God, was going for a splash, but Scottye Moore catches him in midair with the SMG down on to one of our monitors there, Tibbs.
I don't know, Silves. It looks like his head just ran smack dab into it. I think the Dylan's out cold.
2, 3. Very last minute. Once again, the Dylan kicking out. What is it going to take for these two men to stay down, Tibbs?
I don't know, Sills. You've got to see. A lot of punishment's been inflicted tonight, but it looks like there's still more to come.
Little punishment, lot of blood. You can see that crimson mask forming over the skull of Scottye Moore, who is in position. The Dylan sets up for it. Beautiful moonsault down on to the former tag team champion, former leader of the dynasty. Talk about accolades. Both of these men have got him, Tibbs, as the Dylan just hits a vicious punch to the face.
And the Dylan, he's not even worrying about technical style or anything at this point. You can see him, he's probably starting to tire. He's second guessing his movements.
But wait a minute, what? Scottye Moore with total destruction. The Dylan's own finishing move, and then a D trigger to follow it up. Scottye Moore adding insult to injury, and it looks like he's setting up for an upper dicker. But wait a minute. The Dylan grabbed him by the arm before he could use it, and then DDTs him onto that steel chair, Tibbs.
Oh, Sills, once again, just having your foot dropped out of nowhere.
Total destruction onto the steel chair. Once again, the Dylan is furious at this point, Tibbs. I think he saw Scottye Moore using his own moves against him, and I don't think it affected him. I think it just pissed him off.
Absolutely, Sills. That just brought him. He's gonna do it again!
A second one down onto the steel. Scottye Moore's cranium has to be shot as he picks him up once again, and then, gets into position, Tibbs. He can see that steel chair underneath him. Goes for the pinfall. 3 bouts of total destruction. And it leads to our victor being the man known as the Lord of the Smart Side, the Dylan Tibbs.
I don't know what kind of fire has been lit under the Dylan Sills, but it looks like he's become an unstoppable menace.
That's right. I'm afraid for the future of the JWF. If the Dylan keeps acting like this, hell, Tibbs, he could change the entire roster at this point. The way it entirely looks if he keeps taking out men like this.
We might not have a roster left.
You can see the Dylan bragging to the crowd, looking real proud of himself. I mean, the Dylan relishes in violence, and it looks like he's about to cause a little bit more as he grabs that chair and, oh my God, rains it down onto the body of Scottye Moore, Tibbs.
Oh, Sills, he just doesn't stop. Hey, we've seen this twice now. 2 times, Sills, where the Dylan doesn't know when to quit, and he might kill that man.
That's right, and you can see him tossing him into the ring post. And you know what that means? You can see Shibata trying to pry the Dylan away, but the Dylan not having it as he crushes Scottye Moore's skull. Tibbs, we gotta get somebody out here. We gotta get the medical team out here to check on Scottye Moore right now.
This summer, 2 men saved the world. From who you ask? Everything invading robo-penises.
This show is not about those 2 men. This show's just a load of BS. The show where Blake Tanner and Scottye Moore make up dumbass movies like that. We're your personal think tank. We're your 2 white guys, which fills the quota for a podcast, I think.
And we're just gonna be here to have a good time and talk about sauerkraut.
That's right, except no substitutes, ladies and gentlemen, because this is that pure, uncut BS.
Good, uncut.
All right, Tibbs, now let me tell you something. We talked about that last match. I mean, it looked like a car crash on the outside, but if I want to talk about a match that is going to be the pure epitome of violence, of just 6 men entering a ring prepared to cause brutality, it's got to be this match right here, Tibbs.
Hold on, Sil, shut up. I want to hear this music.
Well, Tibbs, this is, of course, the music of the debuting War Wizards, who, of course, made their first appearance known in the JWF a couple weeks ago, confronting our champions, the Wild-Eyed Southern Boys, Tibbs. And ever since, those 4 have been jaw-jacking back and forth, and I think it's really going to affect this match as they go off.
Oh, the War Wizard in all of his glory. He is a truly magnificent performer. He is an ethereal being. And I don't know what the deal with Jeremus is, but he's there too.
I don't know, Tibbs, but I did hear that cough, so I am going to get about 6 feet away from you. Hope that's fine.
I know, I'm fine.
Well, Tibbs, I did say 6 men were going to come into this match with violence on their mind. But I will say there are 2 other men in this match who are here to do one thing and one thing only, and that's bring the party, baby!
Bringing the party back, in a sense, Sills. As a matter of fact, when I promised to give these guys a paycheck again, you'd never seen 2 more happy individuals that I've found in 1-bedroom apartment down in southern Manhattan.
That's right. That's a nice place they've got. They used to be straight up, like, in the worst part of Queens. It makes me happy to know they moved. But yeah, this is...
Oh, they're living with their parents.
Well, this is the team of Joey Pajamas and Johnny Bananas. They're, of course, Bananas in Pajamas, which is a name that we've begged them to change numerous times, Tibbs, but they still... I don't think they understand why Bananas in Pajamas is a bad idea, even though one is named Joey Pajamas and the other is named Johnny Bananas.
Also, I mean, just look at them. There is nothing signifying bananas nor pajamas.
I mean, it's their names, though, Tibbs. I mean, like, does the Undertaker look like an Undertaker? You know what I mean?
But he does, though, Sills.
I mean, he rides that bike. Oh, look at him go. Look at him dancing.
I guess if you want two more party guys, then Bananas in Pajamas. Stir it up, buddy.
Stirring the taters, as it were. But, I mean, we're joking, and we like to make jokes about these two. Let's not forget, they are former JWF Tag Team Champions. They've been dominant in the division in the past. They just happened to go on a year-long bender, Tibbs.
It was hard as hell to find them.
That's right, but while they were gone, these two men absolutely thrived. They were the 2019 Tibby Award-winning Tag Team of the Year. It's the team of Griffin Clouds and Justin Clouds, the VWO. And you gotta think these two men are pissed coming into this match. Their third member, the Hammerman, they had to see him absolutely get destroyed, decimated earlier tonight. And you know that's gotta be playing into their psyche right now.
Absolutely, Sills. His win was that of a bittersweet one. To see your brother just get beaten with a chair like that in our very first match of the night.
That's right, Tibbs, and here they are hoping to claim vengeance and also to reclaim the JWF Tag Team Championships, which is only taken from them a few months ago at the Regal Rumble by these men. The team of Houston Longhorn and Sam Adams. Tibbs, it's the Wild-Eyed Southern Boys.
They're coming down. They're bringing the heat of the South, Sills.
That's right. I mean, me personally, and I know you as well, being Southern boys ourselves, we understand there is a sense of pride. When you're born in the South, you know that there's always going to be a little bit of a sense of pride to where you came from. But at the end of the day, I think these two men, they've taken it too far, Tibbs.
Well, Sills, when your pride becomes all you are, then what are you?
That's right. All you are is the JWF Tag Team Champions, but it has, of course, been under the tutelage of a man who I'm honestly shocked to not see at ringside tonight, the man known as Spider Lockhart. Of course, started out as Sam Adams' mentor of sorts, and then once Houston joined along, he decided to become their full-fledged manager, and that is... Tibbs, it's so many men.
Oh, we're going to be in for a spectacular one tonight, Sills. So how was your week?
Well, can we just talk real quick? Look at Joey Pajamas. Joey Pajamas, first thing he did, left the ring. He grabbed a ladder. That's what made him a former JWF Tag Team Champion, is the fact that while everyone else was focused on fighting, was focused on trying to have a 5-star match, Bananas in Pajamas got in and tried to get the job done, but unfortunately, looks like it's not paying off well as the War Wizard picks up Joey Pajamas, throws that ladder to the outside, and then, oh my God, throws Joey on top of it.
That was really good strategy right there on the part of the War Wizard.
That's right, and that's the problem. Yes, the Bananas in Pajamas, they try to be as efficient as possible. They know every minute spent in this ring is a minute that they are not partying, that they're not having a good time. They try to end a match. But at the end of the day, if you're trying to get the ladder in at this point, it's gonna allow these other individuals the opportunity to do just what the War Wizard did, and that's beat the living hell out of you.
It is true, Sills. Now, to his point, he did try to bring the ladder in and start hitting people with it. It just didn't work out in his favor.
And you can see him and the War Wizard still battling it out. Went for a drop kick, but the War Wizard stays on his feet. Meanwhile, on the outside, you can see Johnny Pajamas, Joey's tag team partner, finally getting to his feet. Comes back in the ring and wisely avoids the War Wizard, I'd say.
Oh, absolutely. But the War Wizard's down. If he stays down for too long at the hands of Justin Clouds. Justin Clouds, one of the most seasoned tag team competitors that we have in this company.
That's right. I mean, if you look at Justin Clouds, when you look at the War Wizard, you automatically think powerhouse. You don't understand the fact that Justin Clouds is just as big of a powerhouse, if not more, Tibbs.
Absolutely, Sills. We've seen him perform great feats of strength in this ring before.
That's right. And meanwhile, wait a minute. under vapor in the center of the ring to Johnny Bananas. But wait a minute, Johnny immediately getting back to his feet, and you can see Griffin a little bit dumbfounded. Then he eats a super kick for his troubles. Now, Tibbs, I gotta ask you, at this point in the match, you're seeing the brutality. Do you have a prediction?
I don't know, Sills. This is going to be a hard one to say. Bananas and Pajamas have proven themselves in ladder matches before. The VWO are two extremely seasoned they're an extremely seasoned team. The Wild-Eyed Southern Boys have come in like a house of fire. They seem to be on an endless streak right now, but you got to think about the War Wizards, the wild cards in this whole thing.
That's right. You can see, War Wizard bringing out a little wild card of his own. That steel chair taking down Justin Clouds, and now he's just in the ring, swinging it at whoever will take it, and he just hit both members of Bananas and Pajamas with one swing somehow.
It doesn't matter, Sills. The odds are on his side. If he swings and hits somebody, it's probably not his partner.
That's right. Meanwhile, on the inside, speaking of his partner, he's getting tossed into the ropes, but luckily uses the ladder to stop his momentum. And you can see Jeremus the Dope going after Houston Longhorn. And you got to think, the War Wizards have a history with Houston Longhorn. The War Wizards have history in JXT, where, of course, Houston was the champion. But wait a minute, looks like Jeremus climbing to the top rope, climbing to the top of the ladder, trying to get those belts down, but Houston follows suit and rakes the eyes.
Well, he was trying extremely hard. Houston Longhorn throwing Jeremus the Dope right off the ladder.
But the War Wizard is right there to try to stop him at the pass. But wait a minute, Houston picks him up. Was going for a pile driver, but gets back body dropped for his troubles, Tibbs.
It's something really hard trying to pick up a man as powerful as the War Wizard.
That's right, War Wizard sending Houston flying to the outside. Was trying to climb the ladder, but Griffin just shoves him from that ladder, sends him to the earth. And now Griffin Cloud's big elbow, but the War Wizard reverses with an elbow of his own. And then clotheslines. Meanwhile, look at this. Johnny Bananas, ever the opportunist, climbing to the top of the ladder, but unfortunately, gets the entire ladder pulled out from underneath him.
Completely knocked out from under himself.
That's right. Meanwhile, what in the world? The War Wizard just booting Houston Longhorn from the top rope, and then, went for an elbow drop. And Tibbs, let me tell you something, that's why a big man doesn't go to the top rope. The bigger they are, the harder they fall. And Houston Longhorn proved it just then.
100%, Sills. It looks like everybody in here has a reason to prove themselves in this match, and they are going all out tonight on the grandest stage ever.
That's right, but Justin Clouds is the one to take advantage. Everyone on the outside is brawling, so Justin set up the ladder in the ring. He's got the belt in his hand. He's struggling to bring it down, but unfortunately, Joey Pajamas brings him down instead.
Knocking him just right flat on his back.
And now the Bananas and Pajamas, they're the only people in the ring. You got Joey Pajamas on offense, and looks like Johnny, I would have said Johnny would be setting up the ladder, but instead wanted to cause a little bit more punishment, but now ascends to the top, and like you said, they have had history in ladder matches in the past. The way they originally won the JWF championships was in a ladder match, Tibbs.
Exactly, Sills. And they know what it's...
What in the world? The War Wizard looking for a little bit of plunder, as it were. And it looks like he is setting up some sort of deadly ladder bridge on the outside. Tibbs?
I think he's gonna put someone through that ladder, Sills. I just got an inclination.
I don't know. You're saying the big man, the big strong muscle boy might put someone through a... I don't think he's gonna put anybody through anything after that beautiful low blow from Houston Longhorn. Tibbs, what do you think that Dylan would say about that quality of that low blow?
I don't know, Sills. Dylan's he's a pretty big bastard, so he'd probably criticize it and tell him it was shitty. But it looks like it was effective.
Wait a minute. Griffin Clouds. No! Griffin Clouds had Sam Adams set up on that ladder, was looking for a big splash, but unfortunately Sam rolled out of the way, and you saw Griffin just falling like a sack of bricks down onto that ladder.
Unceremoniously, just like smacking his head full force and then falling to the ground.
Meanwhile, Jeramis on the inside of the ring going after the belts, but Griffin takes out the ladder, and then, oh my God, Justin just unceremoniously powerbombs Jeramis down onto it as Johnny Bananas lays an elbow drop down onto Jeramis the Dope. And Tibbs, I know you said that they were a favorite, but I don't think things are looking too good for the War Wizards right now.
I don't know, Sills. They might not be the favorite, but they are a wild card. You never know what the War Wizard's gonna pull out of their hat. Ha ha!
But wait a minute, the War Wizard has now got Griffin clouds up, was going for a power bomb, but it seems like Griffin is, what in the world? Griffin's just crawling all over him like a spider monkey, finally escaping and clipping the leg of the War Wizard.
Gotta keep him down. If he keeps his center of gravity low, it'll be easier to handle somebody like the War Wizard. Griffin, clouds, technical wrestler, through the bone. He knows how to take out an opponent bigger than him. Oh, although it doesn't seem to be working too much with the War Wizard.
Now the War Wizard rolling back into the ring. You can see Jeramis there, the War Wizard set up. Meanwhile, he's got Justin set up on the outside, punches him down, and now the War Wizards are seeming to, you gotta say, this is their first match here in the JWF, and I think the War Wizards right now are trying to prove that this is their yard.
Yeah, all they've done so far, they've come out, they've talked a big game, we've seen them here, there, and everywhere on screen for the last few weeks, but we gotta see if they really are champion material.
That's right, but you can see Jeramis on the top, getting powerbombed down, and Griffin on the inside of the ring, just perched up. And it looks like Justin picks up the War Wizard, allowing, Griffin went for the drop kick, but War Wizard wisely dodged out of the way. Now the War Wizard grabs Johnny Bananas and, sends him down onto that. Okay, this does not look good for Johnny Bananas as the War Wizard just crushes that ladder under his weight, under Bananas' weight. You can just see it folding like it's a paper bag, Tibbs.
Oh my God.
And on the inside of the ring, Jeramis is taking advantage of that distraction, was trying to go after the belt, but unfortunately he's got everyone and his mother going after him.
We got members of every team in the ring. Spoke too soon. Houston Longhorn just rolled out. It looks like it could be Bananas and Pajamas game right now.
That's right. You saw Joey was going wild with that ladder, that steel, assaulting everyone he could find, but Houston knocked it out of his hand and then knocked him out of the park, as it were. Meanwhile, on the outside, the War Wizard having a little bit of, finally, some back and forth with Joey Bananas, and it looks like, Tibbs, he's getting ready to peel the banana. And you know the War Wizard can't be happy about that, if he's even still conscious, Tibbs.
I don't know, Sills. Looks like the War Wizards, they come into a real big pond and they're having some time adjusting.
That's right, and well, he's going for it again, and he's got the War Wizard bleeding. I don't think we need a replay. We just saw it. Okay, there we go. Good.
And the War Wizard, he's fighting back.
He's picked him up, going for, could be a power bomb. No! Looks like he nailed Avada Kedavra, that calf breaker, and now he's climbing to the top rope where Houston and Griffin are fighting it out on the top, and oh my God! The War Wizard just drop-kicked the hell out of that ladder, Tibbs.
That's right, Sills, and he sent everybody flying.
That's right, and went for a chair shot to Houston Longhorn, but Houston at the last minute knocks it out of his hand, and he went for a low blow, but the War Wizard grabbed him by the hand and stopped him at the pass.
Sills.
All right, now the War Wizard going after Johnny Bananas. At this point, if you're the War Wizard, you just got to go after everyone you can, Tibbs.
Exactly. The more people you're able to put down in a short time span, the more likely you and your partner can control the ring, have time to go up and get those championship titles. That's what a ladder match is about.
Unfortunately, War Wizard gets nailed with that low blow from Houston Longhorn, finally nails him with it, and it looks like, unfortunately, the words of Sam Adams might be reading true tonight, Tibbs. I think the South might be rising again right now.
You gotta see, Sills, still anybody's game from where it looks. Nobody has given any quarter in this match. Nobody has started to run out of steam, as it were.
That's right. And then, oh my God, Griffin with the under vapor maneuver down onto the steel ladder. And you know that can't feel good on the skull, Tibbs, as, oh, wait a minute, Avada Kedavra straight down onto the body of Griffin Clouds, and the War Wizard's starting to feel it, Tibbs.
War Wizard's in the ring. Oh, he looks like he got shot right in the face.
That is a very visceral analogy, I would say, Tibbs.
But apt, he's bleeding like a stuck pig.
That's right. Meanwhile, I believe that's Johnny. I'm sorry, I always get him confused. Has that ladder going crazy with it, trying to take out as many people as possible. I mean, if the name of the game for Bananas and Pajamas is efficiency, the most efficient weapon you can bring into that ring is that steel ladder, Tibbs.
Yes, exactly, Silves. You can just swing it willy-nilly, and you'll hit somebody.
That's right, and looks like the War Wizard's setting up the ladder in the corner for some reason, and now he's on the top. I've got no idea what's going on right now, Tibbs.
I think we kind of lost the thread of everything at the moment, Sills. It's turned from a battle for the title into it's just a beat 'em up street fight right now.
That's right, and now War Wizard, was going for something big. It looks like he tripped. Not really sure what went on with that. Meanwhile, Griffin Cloud's getting tossed to the outside by Johnny Bananas. And now Johnny going for a big neck breaker and nails it onto the skull of Griffin Clouds. And the War Wizard wisely immediately goes after Johnny Bananas, Tibbs.
He saw who was about to get right back up. But now,
wait a minute. War Wizard was climbing to the top, and Houston Longhorn just climbed up like it was nothing, Tibbs. And let me tell you something. If you're the War Wizard, that is not what you want to find waiting at the top of that ladder.
No, you find one of your adversaries. Houston Longhorn looks like they're trading blows up there.
And it looks like he's knocked him down very last minute. War Wizard, he has the belts in hand. He's trying to get him down, but underneath him is just a veritable lion's den, Tibbs.
Everybody's trying their best to just try to take him down, but will he have time to do it?
And looks like he's got it! The War Wizard! Despite everything, despite everybody trying to knock him down from that ladder, you gotta think the weight advantage of the War Wizard definitely came into play there, Tibbs. I mean, he's so damn heavy, you couldn't knock the ladder over.
Right, him adding on top of that gave the ladder stability. It gave him time to reach for those titles, even though he was completely surrounded at the end there.
That's right, Tibbs, and let me tell you something. If you want to talk about a dangerous new addition to this company, I'd gotta say it's these men right here, Jeramis and the War Wizard. The War Wizards, who in their debut match in this company have become your new JWF World Heavyweight Champions.
Well deserved, Sills.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following event is scheduled for one clusterfuck and is set to occur in Birmingham, Alabama. Introducing first, he is the bearded man from the Badlands, the absolute Badlands, Scottye Moore! And in the other corner, sporting the modest plaid on plaid on plaid, the man with the plaid crown. The plaid is plaid on the plaid. The man who knows nothing about wrestling and everything about plaid, Blake Tanner.
I'm sorry, was I supposed to do something there? I thought this was just you two.
Oh,
No, that's Dylan. Hey, Dylan.
And we are the Fight Boys, and it's a show about professional and not so professional wrestling. Make sure to check us out, because when you're a fight boy, you're a fight boy for life. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for the first of our two co-main events, and this one is, of course, for the fate of the JWF itself, as this man, the captain's champion Felix Ball, takes on the man who would usually be sitting to my side here, Captain Tibbs, but instead, in his stead, we have brought in a man that Tibbs knows all too well, and a man that knows Felix Ball all too well. It is the man formerly known as Canada Charlie, Chuck Tibbs. Chuck, how are you doing?
Oh, every day getting a little bit better there. Still having some troubles with seeing things, but for the most part, I'm just there right as rain, buddy.
That's right. You, of course, calling in from your hospital bed. I mean, you've been laid up for quite a few months at this point. I mean, you got to think you had it coming. When Felix Ball and you faced off, the damage was nearly irreparable to your back, and yet you still managed to enter yourself into the Regal Rumble match where the man who will be fighting in our main event, the Leviathan, absolutely decimated you.
Well, you know what, Sills? When that happened, when Felix Ball beat me into another pulp like he did, I thought, what would my father do? What would this man do right here? Captain fucking Tibbs. And, I had a real change of heart then, and that's when I knew what I had to do.
That's right, but I mean, Chuck, I'm sorry, you gotta think your father's paying a little bit of, I guess you'd say tribute to you, using your own theme music, using your entrance. At this point, you gotta think your father's out there saying, Chuck, this one's for you. How's that make you feel?
Sills, my father and I, we've had some troubles in the past, but we reconciled most of them about a year ago, and since then, he's just been nothing but supportive, and just to know, he might be fighting for the company tonight too, but to know that it's for me, it really makes me feel good.
Well, I mean, not only that, Chuck, you've got to consider the fact that your father, this all really did start a year ago at Wrestlepalooza. You teamed with your father to take on Felix Ball, and of course, Felix's known associate, the Lumberjack.
Oh yeah, that's when we knew that at that time it was just a common enemy, but once we finally got together, once we started gelling, once we figured out we were just two real similar people, that I was more like my father than I ever thought, we just kind of started to bond, and a bond, it may have come later in life, but it was just happy to get to know your dad.
That's right, but unfortunately, it looks like your dad in a bad way right there, as he has been put in the Canadian crab, but gets out of it at the last minute. Very, very strong move. And let me tell you something. Here's the problem. Felix Ball, he likes to think of himself as a submission specialist, but if there's anyone in this company who you could really face against a submission specialist, it's got to be your father. Captain Tibbs that knows everyone in the book and how to get out of them. He's in the Canadian crab again, and just like that, he's out of it.
Exactly, Sills. My dad has probably innovated half of the submission moves used today in the book. I mean, he has been training at them for decades, just trying to get them perfect, and he has perfected so many of them, to the point, especially the captain's hook, where he could just cinch it in, and almost any other competitor would tap out almost immediately, because it felt like their entire leg was breaking.
That's right, and let's not forget, in the months leading up to this match, Felix Ball has almost been stealing the captain's hook and using it as his own. I gotta know, as a Tibbs, as someone who the captain's hook is a big part of your legacy, how did that feel when you first saw Felix laying in that captain's hook?
Oh, it just makes your blood boil, Sills. After everything that Felix has done to me, to our family, tried to take from my father, and he starts trying to take his own moves, and he starts doing them badly.
There it is! He's locked him in. He's got the captain's hook locked in. You can see Felix in the center of the ring. He's trying to find a place to go, somewhere to escape, but unfortunately, he turns it over at the last minute, gets that shoulder shot in, and levels him with a big clothesline.
Oh yeah, Sills. Felix Ball, though, to his credit, one of the few people who can break through a lot of my father's submission moves. Those two have fought together. They have fought for each other, against each other. They are two of some of the longest running wrestlers in the business today, and most of the time they were fighting each other.
That's right, but I mean, I'll be honest, at this point, Felix, he's tried to lock in the Canadian crab. He's tried everything he can, but so far, your father, Captain Tibbs, He's leveled him with everything he's got. Everything that Felix is trying to throw at the captain. The captain is thrown back and he locks him in again. He's locked him in, but unfortunately Felix is right by the rope. He's reaching for it, but you can see he is just in agony, Chuck. But at this point in this match, I'll be honest with you, Chuck. Felix, I know he was your mentor for a while. I know that he was your teacher. But in my opinion, I think Felix Ball has no chance in this match. Felix Ball has...
Now, hold on a second.
Chuck Tibbs, if there is one man in this industry I know Captain Tibbs hates more than Felix Ball, it is that man right there. That is Vincent Kennedy McMahon. And you can see, I don't even think Captain Tibbs knows Felix Ball's in the ring anymore. He is going after Vince McMahon with just authority.
What the heck, man? Does Vince McMahon not have anything better to do than try to interfere in this match? It's because he's trying to get rid of the competition, and you know it.
That's right, and you gotta think he's been working with Felix Ball, and unfortunately, Felix took advantage of that distraction, nailing him with that vicious chokeslam, and now you can see Felix looking for some plunder under the ring, and he's grabbed that chair, and it's just wailing on Captain Tibbs, taking him down, breaking his back. And unfortunately, Chuck, your father, like I said, he had been doing well in this match, but unfortunately, the black hole slam down onto that chair just levels him.
Oh, you know what, Sills, it's really angering to see. Vince McMahon coming out having to help Felix Ball win this match because it looked like my father was just completely destroying him.
That's right, and he's picked him back up, and then, oh my God, just slams him to the earth, and that belly-to-belly slam from Felix Ball, you gotta think that is extra vicious, because all of the weight of Felix Ball, that 600 pounds, is coming down on top of you as well. And Felix Ball, let me tell you something, at this point, I think it's all over but the hurting, as he grabs him for a second choke slam, but wait a minute! Captain Tibbs fights out of it. Beautiful enziguri. That head kick. He's got the chair, and now he is just wailing on the body of Felix Ball Tibbs.
That's right, Sills. I can't believe that you'd ever doubt my father for even a second. You gotta remember, we haven't touched on it that much, but this whole match is for the fate of this company staying right here where it is in old Birmingham, Alabama.
That's right. This is, of course, a loser leaves town match. Whoever stays gets ownership of the JWF and takes it to the respective home. Captain Tibbs would keep it here in Alabama, but Felix would take it back to where it originated in Canada. Oh, but wait a minute. Your father taking Felix Ball, putting him on the top rope. Let me tell you something, Chuck. I know he loves you, but if there's anything he'd fight tooth and nail for, it is this company. It is his legacy. It is the JWF. And he lights that table on fire. Felix on the top rope. Captain Tibbs picks him up. Beautiful suplex through a flaming table. Chuck Tibbs, your father, is closing in on it. He's got Felix Ball hurting. He's got him bleeding. And he's locked in the captain's hook. He's locked in the captain's hook. The JWF stays in Alabama.
Yeah! Oh, yeah, Dad! You did it! Ow! Oh, my spleen. Okay.
And after an absolutely hellacious match, a match that saw the interference of a man we never thought we'd see in the JWF, Vincent Kennedy McMahon, who gets leveled with that big kick, Captain Tibbs came back, hit that vicious suplex through a flaming table, and then did all but break Felix Ball's ankle. And with that, Chuck, it's been a pleasure having you here on commentary, but I cannot wait for this man to get back over here so I can tell him what a proud son of a bitch I am.
Well, you give him that from me too, Sills. I couldn't be more proud of my dad right now. He's just really done it all. And he keeps doing it all. He showed you can still go just like that. Go, Dad. All right, I'll talk to you later, Sills.
All right, great seeing Chuck Tibbs, and even better to see that the JWF is staying home.
Hey everybody, Captain Tibbs here, Commissioner of the JWF, and I'm here today to tell you about merch.alodapureBS.com/fightboys, where you can find all of your great 8 merchandise for the JWF superstars that you love the most. Here we have t-shirts, tumblers, whatever you could want, where you can support your favorite superstars. We have things like the Blake Tanner anti-underdog shirt. We have the Captain Tibbs shirt with my beautiful face on it. Something with the JWF logo. Are you a fight boy or a fight girl? Doesn't matter, we got shirts for them both. And of course, my favorite, the Fight Boys tumbler glass. You can put anything in it, even Captain Tibbs' special drink. Whatever you want, find it over at merch.alodapureBS.com and look for the Fight Boys section.
Well, Captain Tibbs, welcome back to the table. And you may just fought for the fate of the JWF and came out victorious, but now we have a match, let's be honest, for the fate of the entire world.
Yeah, you know, kinda sucks not being able to just have a single moment to actually enjoy probably one of the greatest victories I've ever had, and one of the most cathartic moments, where I just destroyed Felix fucking Paul and sent him packing. But now I have to worry about waking up tomorrow.
I mean, you did put him through a flaming table. Like, Tibbs, I'll be honest with you. If there was a moment to go out on, you went out on.
That's very true. And if there's one that really shows that I fought for everything that he took.
Ah, fuck.
Ah, shit.
It's the Leviathan. The man who returned to the JWF at the Regal Rumble. The man who is, of course, the brother of our champion, Mamoa Curry. He came back number 20 at the Regal Rumble, and like we spoke about earlier, immediately decimated everyone in the ring. He choke-slammed your son out of the ring, and that's why, unfortunately, Charlie wasn't able to join me here today earlier. He had to Skype in, unfortunately.
I'm glad he got to see it, though, Sills. You know, that was all for him.
That's what I did tell him that. And he's just so scary, Tibbs. I mean, let's be honest, Mamoa Curry, he did say on the latest episode, the final episode of Monday Night War, that the Leviathan wasn't working at 100%. Let's be honest, the Leviathan's power, his aura, if you will, what's keeping him alive are the precious metals, the gold within the JWF Championship. And if he doesn't get this title tonight, according to Mamoa Curry, it's all over for him.
Yeah, he's still an extremely powerful entity at this point, but you can see him. You look close enough with the right eye, you can see him. He's starting to drain, he's starting to fade. It's almost like he's not here. He's still here, but not. He's phasing between this world and the next.
In my opinion, Tibbs, the best way I can describe him is a hurt dog, and there's nothing more dangerous in the field than a dog that's injured, than a dog that's on its last leg, because that's a dog that knows it's got nothing to lose and is willing to do anything, and absolutely anything, to get what they need to keep their health. And in this case, that means I'm very, very scared for our champion, Mamoa Curry.
But let's not count Mamoa Curry out. He is a real savior. He has power beyond anything we can imagine in situations like this. He is goddamn. That was just really scary. So.
He is very scary, Tibbs. I'm actually just kind of quaking in my boots over here. But I know there's one man who could save us. One man that I would trust with my entire life, and one man, one God, one champion who's gonna come in here tonight and kick wholesale ass, and that is that man, Mamoa Curry.
He has his ceremonial vestments on. It's like times of old when two great warriors would do battle together in a circle to the death. And Sills, we're gonna be bringing a little bit of the past back tonight.
That's all right, Tibbs. I mean, we've seen these two face off in the past. Last September at Heck in a Set, we saw them face off in the titular match, the Heck in a Sec match. And Tibbs, we'll be honest, it's probably the most vicious match we've ever had in this company. It won Match of the Year at the Tibby Awards last year. But let me tell you something, as great as a match that was, as much of a masterclass as it was to see, it's one I never hoped to see a rematch to. It's one that its stakes was too great for the JWF. And that's why I think Mamoa Curry, if anybody, he has to bring it home tonight.
Exactly, Sills. He knows this is the last gasp for the Leviathan. After everything that the Leviathan has been through, he still retained his power. We did everything we could to stop him, and yet he still keeps coming back. Because that moment that he held the title, he was able to get so much from it that he could still project himself into this world.
That's right, Tibbs, and I gotta say, Mamoa Curry, the world's fate rests in your hands.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following match is for the JWF World Heavyweight Championship. In the left corner, he is the destroyer of worlds, the Leviathan. And in the right corner, he is God of Law, God of the Sea, and your JWF World Heavyweight Champion. It's Mamoa Curry.
All right, Tibbs, and there it is, Mamoa Curry handing off that precious championship. I mean, we've talked about it in the past. The medals was made from a trident spear itself. Hold it high, Shibby.
Oh, I know it's proper procedure, but Shibby, he was risking a lot by just showing the Leviathan the title.
That's right, bringing that power close to him. And oh, Mamoa not wasting any time before bringing some vicious punishment down onto the Leviathan, just wailing on him.
Sylv, you can already see it, the difference in power from the Leviathan. In their last encounters, the Leviathan came out with such power and strength that he put Mamoa Curry down within the first few seconds of the match. It took time for Mamoa Curry to recuperate.
Yeah, but unfortunately, the Leviathan seems to be making a hefty comeback, but oh, went for the senton, and Mamoa rolled out of the way, and yeah, I gotta say, this might be an uphill battle for the Leviathan. I mean, you saw it in the past, we've seen him. He is not just a powerhouse, he's not just a beast, he is a well-trained professional wrestler. He knows the technical moves that you need to put on an opponent, but early in the match, first thing he did, he raked the eyes of Mamoa Curry. He's using these kind of devilish tactics to get this victory, and Tibbs, if anything, that lets me know that the Leviathan is scared. I mean, he's bringing up the steel steps.
He was just a corner dog, like you said, Sills. He's willing to do whatever it takes to survive.
That's right, and now unfortunately he's got Mamoa picked up, but wait, Mamoa works his way down onto his shoulders and then, delivering those vicious elbows to the head. And now Mamoa, wait a minute, Leviathan with a big kick to the gut before sending Mamoa Curry to the outside. The Leviathan looking for something big, and then, oh my God! Sent him into the steel steps, and then, oh wait! Mamoa gets out of the way, the Leviathan completely face plants into those steel steps. And now Mamoa taking advantage, rocking the head once again. And let me tell you something, aim for the head in a match like this. That's the kind of advice I would give a man like Mamoa Curry right now.
It looks like he's taking it to full effect, Sills.
That's right, but the Leviathan once again climbing to the top rope. Wasn't a good place for him last time, and it still isn't. Let me tell you something, seeing the Leviathan come off the top rope, that's like seeing a cannonball come straight for your head, and Mamoa Curry has been in enough firefights to know to get out of the way.
Absolutely, Sills. I once saw Mamoa Curry actually take a cannonball to the face once. Gave him a bloody nose.
That's right, and unfortunately he's picked up the Leviathan for a massive power bomb down into the mat. And you can see Mamoa quickly rolling the Leviathan away. He could have easily turned that into a pinning predicament for the Leviathan, but instead opted to roll him away, continue the punishment.
even in the state that he's in, even with his power waning, Sills, it's going to take a lot to finally put the Leviathan into his grave.
That's right. You can see both of these men just fist fighting back and forth. This is almost like back when they were children, just fighting back and forth in the yard. And it looks like a beautiful Boston Crab has got the Leviathan down, but you can see how quickly he snaps out of it and just immediately starts putting the boots to the back of the Mamoa Curry.
This is gonna be a game of reversals. You gotta know when to get up. You gotta scout your opponent. When they're going for a big move like this, you do what Mamoa Curry just did!
Mamoa Curry with a vicious Momoan punch from the top rope to the skull of the Leviathan absolutely levels the beast. And now Mamoa Curry dragging him to the center of the ring. A wise move. Goes for the pinfall. 1, 2, very last minute, the Leviathan kicks out. And I'm happy Mamoa Curry, he's obeying the rules of the match. At this point, the Leviathan, his only real history in this company, you gotta think, was that Heck in a Second match. He's not used to a match like this where it has rules.
Sills, you've gotta remember, even though the Leviathan is a monster from the abyss, he is still bound by the honor of his people.
That's right, and the Leviathan quickly picks up Mamoa Curry, bounces off the ropes, and then big boot sends Mamoa into the mat. And unfortunately, Tibbs, that might be the turning point that the Leviathan needed. Choke breaker, and you gotta think that back was aggravated. The end of war. 1, 2, Mamoa kicking out at 2, but like I was saying, the end of Monday Night War, the Leviathan delivered one of the most vicious choke breakers I'd ever seen to Mamoa Curry.
Absolutely, Sills. That move can break a normal man in half, like just completely sever them. But this, everything that Mamoa Curry has been through has been pure punishment for the last few months. I'm amazed that he's still standing, even him.
That's right, and goes for the pinfall off that power bomb, and then barely getting out at the last minute is the Leviathan. But yeah, like we were saying, that choke breaker can be deadly. That is actually what landed your son in the hospital. That's why people have told us Chuck won't be able to make it back onto TV for a very long time. And unfortunately, the Leviathan has a few more in his belt. I think it might be all over for Mamoa.
I don't know, Sills. Don't give up on Mamoa so easily. He has overcome so much in this company. So much that the Leviathan has put on him, even in these last few months, and he has shown himself to be victorious.
That's right, but unfortunately, the Leviathan, he had a slow going to start the match, but it now seems he is firmly in control, sending Mamoa rib first into those steel steps. And let me tell you something, those steel steps, they have kind of proven to be a game changer in this match. I mean, I'll be honest, I think that's the reason Mamoa had such an easy time in the beginning against the Leviathan, was the Leviathan missing that slam to the outside and just crashing his own skull into the steel steps.
Exactly, Sills, with all of his weight just going headfirst into those steps, it would knock anybody out. It dazed the Leviathan for a little bit, and
That's right, mocking Mamoa Curry before, nailing that big boot, and he's got the champion bleeding, Tibbs. The Leviathan starting to feel it, but Mamoa, almost just acting on instinct, sends him into the turnbuckle, and you can see how quickly the Leviathan was able to manhandle him to take advantage.
Leviathan, he's not missing a step. It doesn't matter if he's losing his power. He's giving everything he's got.
Mamoa punch, but the Leviathan was in the ropes. We thought this might have been a disadvantage to have the Leviathan in this kind of match. I mean, you have to be honest, Mamoa does have the champion's advantage, but in that one moment, that rope break, that really came into play in a positive favor for the Leviathan, who gets power bombed for his troubles.
No, so seeing both of them go at it just really feels like it's the end of an era.
That's right, but wait a minute, Mamoa, oh no! He was going for the spear! But the Leviathan at the last minute reversed it into a DDT. Let me tell you something, if anybody in this company knows how to reverse a fisherman's spear, it's gonna be the Leviathan.
Of course, Sills. If he catches him just in the right place, then he throws him right down on his head into that DDT like you just saw.
And then backs him up and oh my God, shades of the Dylan versus Scottye Moore as he just spears him through that barricade. And you gotta think that is adding some insult to the injury, using his own finishing move against him.
Especially through those barricades.
That's right, but it looks like the Leviathan isn't done whipping him. Oh my God, just rib first into our announce table, and he took apart earlier. And you got to think Leviathan's definitely been working over the ribs, working over the back, all the spots that choke breaker is going to target. And oh no, he's got him, and then choke slams him through our announce table, Tibbs.
Oh, Sills. Mamoa Curry he's been worn down. The Leviathan is targeting his bad back. It's bruised. It's hurt. The more you target it, the harder it's going to be for him to get up.
That's right, and look at that. The Leviathan grabbing a steel chair, almost daring our referee to disqualifying him at this point before sending Mamoa skull first into that steel. And you can see the Leviathan almost saying, is this it? Is that all you've got? To Mamoa Curry. 1, 2, barely Mamoa kicking out at the last minute, Tibbs.
Mamoa Curry's still in this, but he's got to get some fight back in him. He's got to be able to pull this back up. He knows how he can end it.
That's right, he's starting to feel it. He's got the Leviathan by the neck, has to pull him back up. He knows he's got to do something big, and he's trying to wear the big man down. Trying to wear him down, just working over the neck, putting his whole weight down on the body of the Leviathan, but you can see the strength as the Leviathan just delivers those big shots to the ribs, and then, went for a clothesline, but a big rock bottom absolutely levels the Leviathan, goes for the pinfall, 1, 2, kicks out at 2.
But it looks like things have turned around in Mamoa Curry's favor for the moment. If Mamoa Curry can keep up this kind of momentum against the Leviathan, he'll be able to get him with one of his patented fisherman spears.
Well, unfortunately, the tables quickly turned back with that big boot. That big boot quickly took down Mamoa, and then a third choke breaker levels the champion. And you can see Mamoa, he is broken, he is beaten. 1, 2, 3. Oh, Mamoa still got a little bit of fight in him. But Tibbs, let me tell you something. If this ain't over in the next minute, I think this is going to be all over. But the hurting all over. But Mamoa, the Leviathan, just playing with Mamoa Curry.
In the past, it's taken the energy of tons of people. Shibata's been knocked down.
Shibata's been knocked down, and the Leviathan's working over the arm. But instead, Mamoa's got him. He's got the challenger rocked. He's trying to get him into that turnbuckle. Goes for something big, whips him across the ring. Mamoa Curry's starting to feel it. Shibata has taken another bump. Let me tell you something. I would get out of the way of these two if I could, but no! The big Mamoa... No. Son of a bitch!
How could he?
Scottye
He
Moore!
was in it. I saw him in an ambulance.
Scottye Moore! Scottye Moore's appeared from out of nowhere and has just leveled the champion with the cash in the bag briefcase, and you can see him just staring down at Mamoa Curry, almost mocking him at this point, Tibbs.
All Scottye Moore has to do, that last hit to the Leviathan looks like it could have put him down for good. And Scottye Moore comes in.
Went for the spear, but Scottye Moore ducks it. Went for the drop kick. And now Scottye Moore, setting up for the SMG on Mamoa Curry, but the Leviathan's in there. And look at the face of Scottye Moore. You can see fear growing on the face of Scottye Moore. He's faced Mamoa Curry in the past, but he's never been in the ring with someone like the Demon, Tibbs.
But look at it, Sills. The Leviathan, he was paying Scottye Moore no mind.
And the minute Scottye Moore interfered, he plucked him out of the air like a bug, just tossed him across the ring, but Mamoa Curry quickly takes down the Leviathan. But Scottye Moore don't seem to be grateful, instead just goes after Mamoa with a flurry of punches, Tibbs.
Hey, this is what I was afraid of, Sills, in any match. any match that Scottye Moore would try to cash in on. It was about the Leviathan and Mamoa Curry fighting it off. All Scottye Moore has to do is wait for an opportunity, but if that opportunity comes, he can become champion.
That's right, but wait a minute. Scottye Moore picking up Mamoa Curry. He's grabbed him in a headlock, and is Scottye Moore teaming up with the Leviathan? What kind of dumb son of a bitch is Scottye Moore that he is facing off, that he is teaming up with the man that could end the physical world itself, Tibbs?
The ultimate opportunist, Sills. He doesn't care. He doesn't care, Sills.
And you can see the Leviathan immediately went after Scottye Moore, but wait a minute! Scottye with an SMG, and then suplexes Mamoa Curry across the ring. And you can see the Leviathan dazed in the middle of the mat as Scottye Moore just works him over. Goes for a pinfall, 1, 2. Oh, Leviathan kicking out at the last minute. You can see Scottye Moore, he's honestly afraid of the minute the Leviathan gets up, but he nails him with a big boot, and Scottye Moore's just doing everything he can at this point to survive, Tibbs.
He may be hurting, but he's got to do everything he can. He's the freshest man in this match. He's got to be able to try to put one of these people away, but I don't know what he's going to do against the Leviathan.
That's right, he went for an SMG there if you saw, but unfortunately the Leviathan immediately grabbed him, sent him across the ring. Scottye managed to get the knees up, but now he's got brother and brother teaming up against him.
Oh, so this is a thing in Atlantean culture that you might not know.
SMG! An SMG, and now he's tossed the Leviathan to the outside. Scottye Moore tossing the Leviathan. Mamoa Curry's down. Mamoa Curry's down. Mamoa, 1, 2, 3. How is Mamoa Curry still breathing at this point, Tibbs?
That's it, so you never underestimate a god.
Well, I mean, at this point in the match, here's the danger in my opinion. It's not if Scottye Moore gets the win, it's the fact that Scottye Moore's in the ring at all. Because at the end of the day, the Leviathan, he sees Scottye Moore. He sees weak blood in the water. He knows that all he has to do, hit one chokebreaker to Scottye Moore, pin him, it's all over. Wait a minute, what is Scottye Moore doing? Scottye Moore with a chair, with a steel chair, and he's absolutely wailing on the bodies of Mamoa Curry and the Leviathan. He knows this is a battle of gods and monsters, but in that kind of brawl, he knows that the only weapon he needs is pure steel as he knocks Mamoa Curry to the outside, but Mamoa with the enziguri takes him back.
You gotta see, so this is something I'm just noticing, that the Leviathan, as this match has gone on, you can see him continuing to wane.
That's right, but wait a minute, Scottye Moore, he's got the chair. SMG onto the steel chair, going for the pinfall. 1, 2. Okay. At this point, if I was Scottye Moore, Tibbs, I'd say I'm out. I'd say I'd give up, but instead, he's got that steel chair underneath the skull of the Leviathan, and he's just, went for the stomp, but unfortunately the Leviathan grabs him, but Scottye Moore whips him down. At this point, Scottye Moore, I don't think he's fighting for a title anymore. He's fighting for his life, Tibbs.
He went in, thinking it was going to be an easy win, thinking he could take out Mamoa Curry really quick before the Leviathan got back up.
DDT! DDT onto that steel chair! 1, 2. Look at Mamoa Curry, Tibbs. He wasn't able to even kick out. And oh no, Scottye Moore. Scottye Moore, he sees the Leviathan in the corner. He knows what's right, but he knows what he wants. And he goes for the pinfall. 1, 2, 3!
My God. Good God in heaven, Sills.
And Tibbs, I think we just witnessed the heist of the damn century. This was supposed to be a battle, the end of the line between Mamoa Curry and his brother, the Leviathan. And instead, Scottye Moore inserted himself, just wanting this title, wanting the JWF championship. Do you really think the JWF title means that much if the world would have ended, Scottye?
I don't know what he's thinking, Sills. But I know that this man put himself into a match between brothers, a match between two vicious competitors. After they were giving it their all, he came in fresh-faced and ready to go. And even after suffering a vicious loss tonight to the Dylan, there he is, your champion. There he is, he survived in the ring with a god and a demon.
That's right, Tibbs. But I mean, at the end of the day, you gotta think of how Mamoa Curry feels about this. He wanted to end this battle. He wanted to be the one to destroy the Leviathan, and instead, it's some punk kid. You gotta think Mamoa Curry is gonna have some words for Scottye Moore tomorrow on the first episode of JWF Monday Night Ignition. Find it on Spotify, iTunes, wherever you get your podcasts, ladies and gentlemen. But Tibbs, let me tell you something. It's been a hell of a pay-per-view. You, of course, saved the JWF from Felix Ball. We saw brand new tag champions crowned in the form of the War Wizards. The Dylan came out dominant against our new champion, Scottye Moore. And then, of course, the diabolical actions of Blake Tanner as he destroyed the Hammerman with that steel chair, leading to a DQ finish. And Tibbs, I know things can't be over between the Hammerman and Blake Tanner.
Not at all, Sills, but at the end of the day, though I may not agree with it, we have a world to wake up to tomorrow, and though I extremely agree to it, you're not gonna be in Canada on Monday, everybody. You're welcome.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen, and this has been Wrestlepalooza. Hey, Tibbs, do it again next year.
Once again, bud, maybe I won't be in the ring that time.
That's right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, until next time, he's been Captain Tibbs. I've been Silver Spoon. This has been Wrestlepalooza, and we will see you